Welcome to the 2022 Book Awards. This year we've been reviewing a lot of books. I figured since there are so many books, what better way to end the year than talking about the cream of the crop. So I have a series of categories here that I'm going to give out to the best books. As a side note, the books that I've reread don't count for any of these categories. Now then, onto the categories. For science, the award goes to Reality is Not What It Seems by Carlo Rovelli. That one's still making me think about what reality actually is and what we are referring to when we use the word reality. Very thought-provoking. For history, Greatest Night by Thomas Asbridge. If you take everything that can be compelling about a medieval novel, you will find it in the life of William Marshall. I'm still shocked that a person like that actually existed. It's incredible. For horror, It by Stephen King. It was a long book, but very immersive, very interesting, and definitely had its moments of top-notch scares. Funniest book, My Family and Other Animals by Gerald Durrell. I read this months ago, but there are a couple scenes I'm still laughing at. This guy knew how to use words. Best self-help book, Never Finished by David Goggins. A very appropriate title, and I'll probably need to read it again when I'm setting New Year's resolutions. General fiction, Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse. I think I've reread it 3 or 4 times this year because it's so short and really deep. Science fiction, fantasy. The award goes to Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Excited for the movie that's coming out, I think either next year or maybe 2024 with Ryan Gosling. I don't know. But either way, it should be good. Young adult novel, The Thief by Megan Whalen Turner. This was a classic that I was completely oblivious to, so thank you for the recommendation and pointing it out. Biography, The Nolan Variations by Tom Schoen. A fascinating look at Christopher Nolan's movies. I want him to come up with an updated version because Christopher Nolan has come out with a few movies since this book was written, so I want to see a sequel, follow-up interviews. I'd be okay with that. The Current Events Award goes to Uncontrolled Spread by Scott Gottlieb. Very eye-opening to what was going on in the pandemic, both in the United States and in China. A lot of stuff that I had no idea about, but I'm glad that somebody put this complete story on paper. The Pleasant Surprise Award goes to Best Movie Year Ever by Brian Rafferty. I had no idea so many awesome and influential movies came out in 1999. It really was the best movie year ever. The award for biggest disappointment, Origin by Dan Brown. The best I can say about it is that at least it was better than Inferno. Oh, Dan Brown, we used to have so much fun together, and now your books seem to fizzle in the end. You're on thin ice. We'll see what your next book is. Worst book of the year goes to Child of God by Cormac McCarthy. This book is definitely the least uplifting book of the year, and that's in a year that I read The Exorcist. There was just no payoff to this little story. It was dark and depressing, and then it stopped. And now, the big winner of the night, the book of the year for books I discovered in 2022 is The Greatest Night by Thomas Asbridge. I just can't recommend it enough. It's a shame that more people who have the slightest inclination toward history don't know about this guy. It brings to life why history is so fascinating to me, especially medieval history. So thank you to everyone who made book recommendations. Keep them coming. I still have some on my list that I need to get through. You are not forgotten. But I'm excited for 2023 and all of the interesting books that to discover and share with you all. So feel free to subscribe if you want to hear more of what's going on, what's happening in 2023. I do want to read more new releases. I think there are some great new authors out there somewhere, and I want to find them. Other than that, thank you all for watching. Happy New Year. And as always, if you have any book recommendations, leave them in the comments below.